Well, there's something a little bit odd about this.
Helen Nauman's path to creating seldom takes the direct route.
I'm going to have to decide what to do so that this will show where it ends here. That can't work. I don't think that would work.
But that's just fine with her. Helen welcomes the challenge of a detour.
I'm a problem solver. I love problems. Present a problem and someone said, oh, can't be done. I said, oh, well, let's think about it. And I start in and I figure out a way. I'm limited in the size of the paper.
It's a matter of getting content, composition, and character just right, even when it's going all wrong. Sometimes Helen's work is in charcoal or ink, but most often in pastel pigments.
People say, why do you draw in chalk? Well, first of all, I say that's not chalk. Chalk is an entirely different thing. But pastel is, theoretically, it is just the pure medium.
In the town of Pleasant Hill, the walls of the Nauman home display Helen's passion for portraying people in her own way.
I would hope that people would enjoy what I have done, that they would find it fun. They would also feel that I had a pretty good grasp of the person that I was doing, the personality, the human aspect of it.
Beyond capturing the likeness of the human form and face, Helen's goal is to draw an image that also reveals the humanity inside.
Now this is interesting. And then I drew what I saw, bringing out something that they didn't want to be public. And I don't know why it happens.
This gift for drawing, along with an artist's soul, has been a part of Helen since she drew her first picture in kindergarten more than 80 years ago.
The teacher, Miss Blank, came over and looked at it. She picked it up and held it up for everyone to see, and they oh and oohed. That made me feel real good. The cousin's name was Helen. My mother's name was Helen. I was Helen. It was Big Helen, Little Helen, and Baby Helen. And I was about 3 years old when one of the uncles, who liked to give everyone a nickname, he gave me the nickname of Herbie.
Her uncle got the name Herbie from a comic strip character during the Depression era. The nickname stuck, and so did Helen's love of art.
In high school, I made posters for lots and lots of things. I was always on the decorating committee for the parties.
But Helen found herself politely steered in another artistic direction.
My mother believed that every young woman should play the piano, and so I dutifully took 2 years of piano lessons from the college professor of music, and I don't have any music in me. And she finally told my parents, you're wasting your money. And my mother later said, why didn't I think to send you to art school?
Helen did eventually take art classes. She even taught art at the college level. Her drive to draw with a difference has always been present.
When I used to be drawing regularly in life drawing, that's when you have a nude model, I discovered that when we took breaks, everyone seemed to collect around to see what I had done. And it was because I was doing things in a different way. I wasn't just doing it with the accepted way, or maybe that's part of what's good about not having too much training. I just kind of do it my own way.
Herbie has a way of challenging herself to create things or make things or portray things that aren't the easiest thing to do. She will look at something or look at a person and try to pick out not the easiest way to draw or paint or portray that person.
Helen's desire to do it differently is most clearly seen in a series she calls Life is a Carousel.
I was at an art museum in Washington, D.C., and I passed a table, and at that point they were selling a book that was about the carousel. And I thought, maybe I could do my people on a carousel animal.
And that's just what she did, a fanciful pairing of a person and animal. often with similar temperaments and expressions, seen from an alternative angle.
I like to challenge myself, and so I like to draw what many people would consider a difficult pose. And sitting at the feet of someone, you're looking up at them, the feet become very large, the hands, if they're out in front, are large.
She puts something in front of her that is harder to do, and thus comes up with an interesting piece rather than something that is a run-of-the-mill kind of piece at the end.
While Helen spends no time contemplating why she does what she does at least start with a plan. Certain objects are placed to give the picture interest rather than perfect balance.
An odd number comes out better for design, not 4, but 5 or 3.
Patterns and colors are used so that the eye links different elements.
In this case, these do repeat, not exactly the same, but they also kind of repeat the pieces down here in his shirt.
Helen is not an artist who expects perfection to come easily. As a matter of fact, she often intentionally avoids it.
I don't want these to be perfect letters. It's much more interesting to have them rugged letters. I can do perfect letters, but that isn't my goal in life.
Imperfection can have a happy ending.
I have found that quite often the mishaps end up with having something more interesting as a result.
She seems to be trying to seek better ways of doing something or more creative ways to do something, that she in herself does not always take the easy road in an artistic way.
Helen is comfortable taking that road. The joy is in the journey.
So I've had quite a few shows of my work, and there's different responses. Some people say, "Why do you draw such ugly people?" And I said, "Well, I don't think they're ugly, they're just people." And then other people will say, "They look like real people." I said, "Well, they are real people." So I haven't analyzed what I do, I just kind of do it.